Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a framework that's really changing the game for Python developers building APIs, FastAPI. We'll go beyond the basics and explore why it's so fast, how its key features work under the hood, and when it's the absolute best tool for the job. You've probably heard the buzz about FastAPI, its reputation for speed and making API development incredibly efficient. But what makes it tick? Unlike older Python web frameworks that were built on the synchronous WSGI standard, FastAPI is built on ASGI, the Asynchronous Server Gateway Interface. This is a fundamental shift. ASGI allows for asynchronous programming using Python's async and await syntax, meaning your application can handle many requests concurrently, significantly improving performance, especially for I/O-bound tasks like database calls or external API requests. FastAPI doesn't just leverage ASGI, it builds upon two excellent libraries, Starlet, a lightweight ASGI framework that provides the core web functionalities, and Pydantic, a data validation and parsing library that uses Python type hints. This combination is where FastAPI gets its superpowers. Let's break down the key technical benefits. Blazing fast performance, this isn't just a marketing claim. Because it's built on ASGI with Starlet, FastAPI can handle a very high volume of requests with low latency. When you define an endpoint using async def, you're telling FastAPI that this function might involve waiting for something, like a database query. FastAPI can then suspend that request and go handle other incoming requests instead of blocking, maximizing resource utilization. This is a significant performance leap over traditional synchronous frameworks in scenarios requiring high concurrency. Incredible developer velocity, this is where the Pydantic and Python type hints come in. FastAPI makes building APIs fast for the developer. It requires minimal code to get powerful features. By relying on standard Python type hints, you get fantastic editor support, think amazing autocompletion and type checking, which drastically reduces bugs early in the development process. Automatic interactive API documentation, this is a game changer. As you write your API code with type hints and docstrings, FastAPI automatically generates interactive API documentation compatible with OpenAPI, formerly Swagger, and Redoc. This means you get a live, explorable documentation for your API without writing separate documentation code. It's a massive time saver and improves collaboration. Automatic data validation and serialization, this is where Pydantic comes in. By simply using Python type hints in your function parameters and Pydantic models, FastAPI automatically validates incoming request data. If the data doesn't match the expected structure or types, it returns clear, informative errors automatically before your code even runs. This eliminates countless lines of manual validation code and prevents common errors. This built-in validation significantly reduces the amount of manual data checking code you need to write and prevents common errors. FastAPI also provides a powerful dependency injection system, making your code more modular and testable, and built-in features for security and authentication. Beyond the core benefits, FastAPI provides powerful features that streamline development. Dependency injection system. FastAPI has a simple, intuitive, and powerful dependency injection (DI) system. You can define dependables, functions or classes that your endpoint functions rely on, e.g., a function to get a database session, a function to check user authentication. By simply including a dependable as a parameter with depends, FastAPI automatically resolves that dependency and passes the result to your endpoint function. This promotes modular code, makes testing much easier, you can easily override dependencies with mock objects in tests, and helps manage resources like database connections efficiently. Security utilities. While not a full-fledged security framework, FastAPI provides convenient utilities based on OpenAPI standards to handle common security patterns like OAuth 2, including JWT tokens, and HTTP basic authentication. These are built as reusable components that integrate cleanly with your dependency injection. Middleware. Like other web frameworks, FastAPI supports middleware. Middleware are functions that sit between the server and your application code, processing incoming requests before they hit your routes and outgoing responses before they are sent back to the client. This is useful for tasks like handling CORS, cross-origin request sharing, logging requests and responses, or adding custom headers. Error handling. FastAPI provides a clean way to raise and handle HTTP exceptions. You can use the built-in HTTP exception to return standard HTTP error responses, like 404 not found or 401 unauthorized, with custom detail messages that are automatically formatted as JSON. You can also define custom exception handlers for more specific error scenarios. Given these technical strengths, where does FastAPI fit best? It's an excellent choice for building high-performance APIs, any application where speed and concurrency are critical, such as real-time applications, IoT data processing, or high-traffic backends. Microservices. FastAPI's lightweight nature and focus on building distinct API services make it ideal for a microservices architecture, where you break down a large application into smaller, independent services that communicate via APIs. Data science and machine learning models. Exposing ML models via a fast, well-documented API is a common use case. FastAPI's performance and data validation features are particularly useful here. Rapid prototyping. While production-ready, its speed of development makes it great for quickly standing up API prototypes. It seamlessly integrates with various databases, SQL or NoSQL via external libraries/ORMs, and authentication systems, and can be deployed easily using ASGI servers like Uvicorn. When architecting larger applications, you typically structure your FastAPI code into smaller, reusable routers that are then included in the main application instance, keeping your codebase organized. In conclusion, FastAPI is more than just another Python web framework. Its foundation on ASGI, Starlet, and Pydantic, combined with its focus on developer experience through type hints and automatic documentation, makes it a powerhouse for building modern, high-performance, and maintainable APIs. If you're looking for speed, efficiency, and a joy to work with, give FastAPI a serious look for your next project. It's well-designed, standards-compliant, and built for the demands of today's web applications. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more AI video contents.